Okay, so now your old life, my love angels, your old life and the new. You must put to death then the earthly desires at work in you, like the urge to do the things that you don't see me doing anymore. Like the urge. Remember, I used to go to the bar, and or I wanted to, be around people all the time when I was asleep. I wanted to go here, go there. Not really. I was really a homebody, but the urges to just be around people, to be around, Richie's family, or do the block party. Those things in this era, which seemed like fun, but it really wasn't. Like now, looking back to that old dead person who went there every Sunday and ate and drank and laughed and just watched and heard just things that now if I hear it just makes me want to pray to my dad and say, just kill him now, Dad. No, just now, don't wait. Like I can't be around those people anymore. I can't go and sit and eat and drink with them knowing that they were robbers and thieves and were laughing and doing things, witchcraft. His mother and his sister and his mother's sisters and brothers, they're all witches and warlocks. Ooh, just thinking about it makes me want to itch, you know. So the old life, that was an old life of mine. I can't really even identify with that person even back then, the old life and the new life. You must put to death then the earthly desires at work in you, such as sexual immorality, meaning you guys are virgins, will be virgins, and you will, if you've been keeping yourself away from sexual, because this is a time to be separate from your husbands and wives for prayer and listening to me and communing with me by my words, and let my words fill you with hope to carry out good actions, good words, good deeds, good thoughts, okay? And you're not really thinking about, not that it don't cross your mind. Nah, I ain't gonna be foolish enough to say that, but it's not overtaking you. Sexual desire is not overtaking you as it did in the old kingdom, because everything was sexual. Everything was sexual in the old kingdom, and that's what made these women decide to go out and get boobs and butts and everything, because those demons inside those women made everything lustful and attractive. And men struggled so hard with pornography during the pandemic, because it was a curse. It was witchcraft of the of women, demonic women, wicked women, that was turning the lust on in their loins. And I mean, it turned it. I mean, men were just going to hookers and hoes, and yeah, Richie got caught up in that, and that's why it was a time where everybody was getting cheated on, and everybody thought that I was the only one getting cheated on. But please believe, them wicked women's husbands were not really trying to be in the house with them either. They were saying they were going to work, and they weren't going to work. They were going to work, but they weren't going to the work that pays them money. They were paying to go to work. They're working on somebody else's woman, but these women were paying attention to my life. They should have been paying attention to their own husbands. Do you understand? And men were just going into brothels like it says in my book. Men were lined up to go into the same woman. You know what I'm saying? Like the fathers and sons were going into the same women, and that it was turned up, and they couldn't even control it. Men were having sex with men, women were having sex with women. It was crazy. But you guys came out of it. And thanks be to my Father in heaven, you guys understand that that was an old kingdom where everybody, the curse was on, and I'm telling you, it was stirred up. Every lustful, every sexual desire, orgies, everything. I mean, running rampant because they knew that they didn't have much time left. They know, oh, this kingdom is ending. We got to get these men all turned up. I mean, men could not even think straight. They just want to poke a hole. It didn't matter if it was a booty or a female. It didn't matter. And women were turned on too. But it was just nastiness. It was just filthiness. And that's where all the sexual toys were being sold, and it was just a mess. It was a mess. But you are free. My angels are free from this because you accept me as your Lord and Savior. And my dad told me, speak these words, and those words you received with gladness and hope filled your hearts, and you understand that that's not who you are. It's something that you did, that you were controlled, that you allowed in. You allowed in, and it took over. Those spirits have to release you because the perfect one is here. And I cast out all of that, those demons, and you have no fear of what you did. You took accountability for the things you did in the dark. And so I'm here to set you free and let you know that here's your identity, child. Here's your identity. That's not who you are. That's what you did. And if you feel you feel bad for what you did, and you know that's not the life you were supposed to live, I'm going to wipe you up, clean you up, give you a bath, and we're going to try again better tomorrow. And that's basically what my spirit said to my children, the people that I love and that love me. And so you're free now. So stay free, okay? So you must put to death then the earthly, and listening to my words every day does help you understand that you are free to do good now. You must put to death then the earthly desires at work in you, such as sexual immorality, indecency, lust, evil passion, and greed. For greed is a form of idolatry, and that's what got you guys caught up in it in the first place. Greed. You guys wanted what somebody else had. You wanted what I had, and I didn't even know I had it. Okay, because of such things, God's anger, my Father's anger, will come upon those who do not obey him, obey his laws. At one time, you yourselves used to live according to such desires when your life was dominated by sexual immorality, greed, envy, lust, that stuff. But now you must get rid of all of these things: anger, passion, and hateful feelings. So if you listen to me and you know that is the kingdom that's dying, let them people and those feelings and that rage and that anger stay in this kingdom that's dying. It's done. It's over. Forget it. Like, listen, I'm glad my enemy, you did that to me. So now you pushed me into the light. You pushed me into the glorious light, the light of God. She said, come out of that. Thank you. Thank you, enemies. Thank you for your obedience to your father, the devil. Because I'm not like you. I was a sheep that was in the mud, crying out for mercy, and love came and got me out. Okay? And she gonna keep on coming for them who are still bleeping in the mud until I can't come anymore. Until every single one that my dad is planning is out. Okay, so, but now you must get rid of all of these things: anger, passion, hateful feelings. No insults or obscene talk must ever come from your lips. So if Richie is in my face smiling, but behind my back, closed doors, angry, insult, obscene talking about me, then he's going to have to pay for that. My dad's wrath is going to get stronger and stronger on him and those who he's talking to, who's actually listening to him and not telling them. You guys are accountable. You guys are your brother's keeper. Human beings, you're your brother's keeper. So if you're sitting there listening to him, if God forbid, I hope he's not speaking about me in a bad way, and you guys are listeners of it, you're going to partake in my father's wrath as well. So it's best to say, man, shut up. Get rid of the anger. Point to Colossians chapter 3, verse 8. And so, but now you must get rid of all of these things: anger, passion, and hateful feelings. No insults or obscene talk must ever come from your lips. Do not lie to one another, for you have put off the old self with its habits and have put on the new self. This is the new being which God, its creator, is constantly renewing in his own image in order to bring you to the full knowledge of love. As a result, there is no longer any distinction between Gentiles and Jews, Benjamin and Judah. Okay? Gentiles and Jews, circumcised or uncircumcised, barbarians, savages, slaves or free. But love is all. Christ's love is in all of you. My love is in all of you. My Richie, if he accepts everyone who has turned from their wicked ways, they took accountability in prayer and cried out for mercy. Psalms 51, like with all of your heart, you know my love is in you to protect you and keep you and to give you a good life, to prosper you guys, to give you the expected end that I'm telling you about, because you couldn't see your expected end. But I have to tell you, there is an expected end of joy, peace, and love between all the nations of the world, all the countries of the world. It's coming. It's coming if you want it. Okay? You are the people of love. She loved you and chose you for her own. I love you and I chose you for my very own. So then you must clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And I wish and bestow that on every single person at the sound of my voice who loves me and wants a good life. Okay? I wish that. I pray that for all of you guys. Compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Be tolerant with one another and forgive one another whenever any of you has forgive one another. Whenever any of you has a complaint against someone else, you must forgive one another just as love has forgiven you, and just as I have forgiven you guys. And to all these qualities add love, right? Which binds all things together in perfect unity. The peace that love gives is to guide you in the decisions you make For it is to this peace that God has called you together in the one body. And be thankful. Love's message in all its richness must live in your hearts. Do you guys want me to read that again? Be thankful. My message in all its richness must live in your hearts. Teach and instruct one another with all wisdom. Meaning, don't teach this. Teach and instruct by the way you live and you treat each other. That's how you teach these little babies that are going to be born and raised up in my kingdom. When fathers go to the store and they see somebody elderly or a woman walking, the husband, the man in front of their sons opens the door for the ladies, and then they go in. You teach your sons and daughters as you take them out places, how you conduct yourself, how you speak to the cashier, how you, hey, good morning, and blah, blah, blah. And kids will follow. Good morning. When they're with their friends, they will say, good morning, Mr. So-and-so. Thank you, sir. Like that, it starts at home, okay? Be thankful. Christ's message, love's message in all its richness must live in your hearts. Teach and instruct one another with all wisdom. Sing psalms, hymns, and sacred songs, love songs. Love songs, like all of the good old songs and stuff that I'm going to let play on the radio. Like, sing those songs with your kids on the radio and stuff. Sing to love with thanksgiving in all your heart. The love songs to me. Like, just sing, And, your wife, you sing them to her. She's a God-fearing woman, and she loves me. So she's a Hebrew woman. She deserves it. If she's a Hebrew woman, she deserves it. So everything you do or say then should be done in the name of love, as you give thanks through her to God, her Father. Wives, submit yourself to your husbands, your own husbands, for that is what you should do as Hebrews. Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Children, it is your Hebraic, that's not a word, make it a word, duty to obey your parents always, for that is what pleases love. And when I say love, that means God. Okay? Parents, do not irritate your children or be harsh to them, or they will become discouraged. They will harbor anger behind the doors when you yell at them and you're very like that's not good. Okay? You can easily sit a child down and explain to them what they did and that you were upset with them. You don't have to yell at them, especially dads. Stop being harsh on your children. Ask them if they want to do something. Don't force them to do anything. Okay? Because it's when you force a child and they're like, yeah, I guess I want to go. That means they don't want to go. And then when you do that and you're like, yeah, you should try. And they're like, I really don't want to go. You're saying to my Father who made their spirit, I'm going to force you to do what I want you to do. When my dad in them is saying they don't want to do it. Let your pride down, dads. They don't want to play baseball. And say, okay. All right, no problem. When you want to go, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Or to make it to where they ask you, can we do this and this and this? And then do it. You know what I'm saying? Then do that with them if you feel like it. Give them the options. Make way. Don't smother your kids. Like, let them come to you and say, hey, Dad, or hey, Mom, can we do this and this? And if you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. But if you feel like doing it, do it. And you don't do it all the time with them. Okay? So parents, don't irritate your children and don't force your ideas of what you did, your old past down. Well, I should have did it, and I wish I would have did it. Well, then that's you. That's not me right now in this kingdom. That's not me right now. And parents should be very patient with the children now, because they're not thinking like my dad hasn't released them to think like children of my kingdom yet. they're still sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? Those who are making it through, like, of my kingdom, they're still like a little, like, they haven't been released, and the internet is not gone yet. So be patient and understand they're not going to really want to hang out with you right now, and you're not really going to want to hang out with them right now, because dad has everybody in a bubble, like in a bubble. Everybody has their own bubble, and he's holding everybody there in place for my sake until I am and my husband are in the place that we're supposed to be. Okay, so don't stress out, just chillax. Okay, slaves, obey your human masters in all things, not only when they are watching you, but because you want to gain their approval. Okay, this is the slaves, basically workers. If you go to work, lovebirds, if you're working, obey them in all things, not only when they're watching you, but because you want to gain their approval. But do it with a sincere heart because of your reverence for love. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as though you were working for love and not for people. So do whatever you to do here now in this kingdom, as if you were working for me already, because you really are. But, but as you serve people the best you can in your little job, whatever it is, pumping gas or whatever, work as if you're already in my kingdom. Not working for money, but working for love. Like, okay? And just pray to my Father every morning that you get up. God, please, in the name of love, give me the strength to get through this day. Help me keep my mind on my kingdom, the Lord's kingdom coming. And protect me, and thank you for the food that I eat today. In the name of love, okay? Remember that the Lord will give you as a reward what she has kept for her people. For love is the real master you serve. I just said that. And all wrongdoers will be repaid for the wrong things they do, because God judges everyone by the same standard. Okay? And people who have my lovebirds who have authority over your workers, your employees. Be fair and just in the way you treat your employees. Remember that you too have a master in heaven. Be persistent in your prayers, guys, and keep alert as you pray, giving thanks to God my Father. At the same time, pray also for me and Michael, so that God will give us a good opportunity to speak his messages about the secrets of my kingdom, basically. For that is why I am now in prison, because I am in prison. Pray that I may speak as I should in such a way as to make it clear. Be wise in ways. So that basically, like, pray if you have you have questions in your heart that you would like me to answer. Pray for me. Be wise in the way you act towards those who are not believers. Unbelievers. Make good use of every opportunity you have. So, I'm not saying, oh, you heard about no. Make good use of every opportunity, meaning every opportunity you have. Like, you see an unbeliever sitting next to you or whatever, and they don't have a napkin, and you have the napkins on your table. You just put the napkins on their tables. They're eating, you're eating, and eventually they're going to need a napkin, and then they're going to be like, oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? They know that somebody thought of them. You know what I mean? Just little gestures like that. Like, that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity to show someone love and kindness, where nobody probably ever did something like that for them. When you do small things like that, even if they don't use it, it's just still they took note of it. They're like, "Wow, that was nice." You know what I mean? Your speech should always be pleasant and interesting, and you should know how to give the right answers to everyone. Okay? So always speak kindly to people, and you can get your point across. You can get your point across with kind words too. Okay, I love you guys. That's it for tonight. And if my dad is willing, I will come and make videos on Monday. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah. I love you, Moon. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.